Hey, this is Jeff Tomlinson, your Northern Utah real estate expert. Hey, I'm glad you guys joined me for this part 2 of a 3-part series of how to sell your home for more money. This section, we're going to be talking about the key factors that I talked about before, which are price, promotion, and presentation. We're going to discuss the price of a home and the shared ownership or responsibility that I or agents have with sellers. The most important service I offer to sellers is a factual and accurate selling price. I don't care about what you're selling. If it's overpriced, it simply won't sell. And if you're underpricing something, then obviously you're going to be losing money, right? I'm just going over several concepts, topics, and strategies for helping sellers set a realistic sales price that will net them more money or top dollar for the home. So I hope you'll join me in this discussion and learn some of the things that I feel are very important to the sellers to help them in their selling process. The number one selling factor of a home is its price. Price is always key no matter what. Doesn't matter what you have, if that price is wrong, it's going to be an issue. So as a homeowner, what resources do you have to set an accurate sales price? You might have like online services, or maybe a neighbor that sold their home and they tell you supposedly what they sold it for, right? You have property taxes, maybe you can look at that. Possibly friends or neighbors might make their recommendations to you. Or you even have like the Zestimate. Well, let's talk about some of those things. Unfortunately, none of those resources have or offer real value or values as to your home. In fact, I did an investigation of 5 online services that offer this resource to you as a consumer. And you should check this link out below and find out what I found on my research and just how off their values are. So don't use that one either, okay? Because your home is the biggest asset you have, and why chance it to just speculation or uncertainty? So, question, why is it so important to set a realistic or current market price? To get the home sold. But what happens if your home is not priced right? Homeowners will lose money. Just that simple. How? What happens if you underprice your home? You lose money. What happens if you overprice your home? The home will not sell. And it takes longer to be on the market because it's overpriced and you lose money. What happens if the home is in a declining market? Well, as the market decreases, so does the value of your home. So if you don't set the price right during the initial launching of the home or the listing, then you're going to be chasing the market. And what happens? You lose money. And finally, what happens to home values in an increasing market? Well, as the market increases, you got to shoot higher, obviously, but not too high because the home will lose money if it sits there too long. Do you see the importance of these scenarios and why setting the price, starting sales price that is critical to netting more money for your home? So I want to just spend a few minutes on an issue that commonly comes up when I'm talking to homeowners about hiring an agent. I often hear, hey, I don't want to pay an agent because I want to save the money by not having to pay the commission. It sounds logical, right? But let's look at a few topics on that and have you become more aware of what we see on our side. And what that is that first off, what resources does a seller have to determine accurate price, which we've been kind of talking about, to net them the maximum profitability? Well, if your resources aren't great, then your ability to come up with the right sales price is going to be compromised, right? So what type of buyers are you attracting when you sell your home as a for sale by owner? Traditionally speaking, based upon the facts, is that you're offering a home to discount buyers who are in hopes of getting a better deal because you're not being represented. Also, how is it important? Homeowners, you need to go after this one too. Think about it. If you're selling your home and you haven't got it under contract with a buyer and the appraisal comes in low, how are you going to supply information or data to that appraiser that's going to change their mind to get you more value. You can't. You don't have access to that kind of stuff, nor will the appraiser consider that unless it's given to them by a professional agent, which I've done for my sellers in the past, and they netted what they were asking for because we could prove that we just didn't come up with a number randomly, but we had used actual comparables that they could use to show to their lender that the home was really worth that. Here are some related facts published by the National Association of Realtors. Over 80% of buyers use an agent, which means that you're only marketing to 20% of the buyer pool if you're doing it for sale by owner. 78% of all buyers shop online, yet sellers have limited online marketing resources, unlike agents. 90% of all homes sold were listed with an agent. So you're only marketing to 10% of that. Homes generally sell 30% faster than a for sale by owner. So those are some key facts to consider. Now, since the sales price is the most important factor in selling a home, I want to share with you how to calculate it for a seller so that you know that you're getting maximum value on that. And that is, here's the techniques I use to get a competitively priced and sellable sales price when we start it. So I use comparables that are sold properties off the MLS because this information is accurate. I also look at similar building designs. They can't be completely different. That doesn't make sense, and not even the same type of home. Must be relatively in the same condition and built within the same time period. The square footage has to be reasonably the same as well. And these properties must have been sold within a mile of the subject property. The lot prices need to be closely to the subject property too. That's in fact, you can't compare a small lot to a large lot home. The number of bedrooms and bathrooms are also factors that are considered. I know that my methods work because 94.3% of the time, my listings sell at my recommended price. When selling a home, you have to understand the direction of the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it staying the same? And you have to kind of determine for the next 3 to 6 months what's going to happen. This will have a huge factor for what you want to set the initial price. For example, on a rising market, the goal is to capture the most profitable, or profit that is, by attracting buyers who will pay top dollar based upon the increasing market. On a declining market, the most challenging strategy is to stay ahead as the market continues to lower and go down in price values. Because if you overestimate that or set a price too high, then you're going to be called what is known as chasing the market. And you're going to lose money because the value is not going to go up and it's not staying the same, but it's going down. And on the level market, which is a consistent market of what we normally see, this is the easiest market since market is not changing and it's relatively staying the same. And so that's probably the easiest approach you can take. As with any selling process, it's always based upon a simple rule: time versus money. If you have plenty of time to sell, then you can ask for more money. However, if you have less time, then you have to settle for less money. Warning: the longer home sits on the market, the lower their value will go, unless the market is rising. But even then, the value of the home will be less as it sits longer on the market because it becomes stale and undesirable to the public. So, common seller mistakes are as following, as I've seen these over the last 17 years. And that is, I want to set my home price higher so that I can lower it when we start negotiating. Sounds logical, however, if you never get an offer, guess what? You're never going to be able to have the opportunity to negotiate because you scared off the buyers because your price is too high. Another issue is that my home is nicer than my neighbor's home. And I hear that all the time, right? But it's generally not the case. They're probably mostly pretty similar. And don't, as a homeowner, take it personal, but you have to consider that buyers are looking at this from their perspective, okay? Accurately know the market. You have to do research. What's it doing? What's it not doing? Where's it going? Where has it been? All those kind of things are important. What kind of resources the sellers have to that? Pretty limited. And they don't know all the things that we know as agents because they're not working this every day. Another big issue is photos. Don't take pictures of closets, laundry rooms, utility rooms. The photos you gotta be careful that they're not too dark, low quality, because this will drive buyers away. They won't even look at them if it looks crappy. And you cannot compromise your position with a buyer by discussing too much information about their situation. So when they're walking around, sometimes sellers will come out and just start disclosing that information. And I've heard them say that certain things. I'm like, gosh, I would never say that from a seller standpoint, because now the buyers can take advantage of that. And when showing your home, don't show that you're too eager or motivated, because this weakens your negotiating position and you can expect a lower offer because of it. So in summary, you must know that the current market condition is, okay, you have to know that. You also have to use accurate data and comparables to set a competitive price. Otherwise, you're going to lose money with that one. And the home presentation is key for maximum offer. You walk into a home, it doesn't look well, you think you're going to get a high offer? No way, you're not going to. Only market your home to qualified, motivated buyers. Be careful. If these buyers a lot of times are just window shoppers, you got to keep them away. And finally, after illustrating a realistic sales price to my sellers, I tell them that they can set the price to wherever they want to. But if you're not getting showings and offers, then we need to adjust the price. Otherwise, you're going to suffer from one of these consequences that we've discussed. So I hope you find this video helpful, useful, and a lot of good information. And if you need any questions answered, please get a hold of me. You know how to, whether subscribe, email, text, whatever works for you. I'm always here. So hope you guys have a great day and look for my third and final part of this episode. Thanks.